Hello and welcome to my twin flame journey. I am Shine and this is going to be the September reading for twin flames and soulmates that are currently in separation. These are people that have been together but have since been separated. Um, Now again, remember masculine and feminine stand more for energy than gender. So you may be male and resonate with the feminine or vice versa. So again, whatever side you resonate with. If you would like a personal, and if the reading resonates, and you would like a personal reading to find out more about your own situation, the information on how to do that is below. If you'd like to support the channel, if you like the content, if you find that it helps, please hit the like button. Also subscribe, share, leave comments because it helps YouTube promote channels that are people are interested in. You know what I mean? So you help me, I help you, and we help the collective by being able to reach more people. And if you'd like to donate to the channel as well to show support, information on how to do that is below. It's greatly appreciated. As you know, money is, you know what I'm saying? What else? What else? What else? I'm trying to think. There's something else I wanted to mention. I can't remember what it is. And I hope the kids hanging out in the park over there aren't going to make too much noise where it's going to be a distraction for you. If so, I apologize. But if I close the window, it's going to be too darn hot in here. I wanted to make this kind of brief. I'm hoping it's not like a 3-hour thing. But of course, you know, I ask a question. Aside from these, I say, you know, question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I kind of can just lay the cards out. But when I freehand stuff, they just flip out however many that they flip out. If it's too much, I try to dwindle it down to just one. But if I feel it's important, I'll leave them. Like, unfortunately for this situation here, for the overview, instead of getting 1, they decided to kick out 3. It says, you must want this to be, you know, long reading. But I think what I'm going to do is just kind of put out the gist of these 3 cards here. Of course, building blocks is kind of reminds me of like the tower. Making sure we build things on solid foundations, not ones that we know are, you know, shit or default, or, you know, make sure that we're doing things right this time around in regards to what it is that we want to build for our lives. This could be in work, this could be in relationship, or both. Going the distance means obviously putting in the effort or trying to figure out if we should put in the effort with something. Can something be built upon? And then we have mending, which is also about healing, you know, coming back together, trying to make things work out, trying to figure out again if this is something that can go the distance here or if we should even bother, which seems to be the common theme here for September. I want to read just a couple things quickly because, again, we don't want to be here all friggin' day long. 28. Building blocks, essential meanings, strong foundations, a beautiful work in progress. The Oracle's message, you have everything you need to cultivate an extraordinary life. This is the time when your focus needs to be on the foundations you build upon. Your work, your relationships, and your very being are underwritten by your values, ethics, morals, and core beliefs. Are they still true for you? Will they stand the test of time and serve as a solid grounding upon which you construct your life? Now you are making changes that will affect everything in a positive way. Your destiny is truly a remarkable and beautiful design. Relationship message, when you see this card, know that you are attracting new relationships into your life and solidifying the ones you already have by building them on the foundations of honesty, humility, clear communication, and a genuine desire to know one another. You are moving towards laying the groundwork for a relationship with the firm footing that will ensure it can withstand any storm. Long-standing relationships are also repaired and strengthened. You and the other person are stronger, wiser, and more powerful together than apart. So, maybe this is what people are hoping for or looking to do here, repair situations. Whether or not it can stand the test of time and is worth rebuilding depends on, again, your own individual situations and the people involved. Prosperity message basically is making sure that you believe in yourself, that you're always enough, never feeling like you're not good enough. It's also about, using alchemy to, again, create the prosperous life you desire. And also it's knowing that it's what our intentions are that determines whether or not something would be built upon, again, shady shit or the real deal. Also talks about your creativity being divinely inspired, so that you are meant for success. The design for your life is taking shape in service to the world. So again, a lot of twin flames, whatever you're doing, or if you're called to do something that is artistic or healing work or whatever it is that you're being drawn to do here in this life, they're encouraging you to pursue that because it's part of your path. And the protection message, it's about addressing cracks in the foundations of your life. Perhaps our values have changed, and it's time to strengthen your convictions and let go of the things that no longer serve the vision that you have for your life. Or perhaps you've chosen to ignore the signs that a situation or agreement you have entered into is not right for you. Remove the rotten pieces and reinforce your core moral strength and integrity. Now's the time for rigorous honesty, for you are called to renovate and upgrade your consciousness. You will be so happy when you do. Spirit has a spectacular blueprint for your life, far beyond your imagination, so don't be afraid to replace what's not solid. And then we have number 47. Let's see here. 47, go the distance, essential meanings, endurance, strength in the long haul. The Oracle's message: to bring your dream to life, you must think long term and pay no attention to the fluctuations in the current of your experience. Joy and disappointment commingle with opportunities, so there's no need to fear the occasional obstacle. Life is not a sprint. This card is a reminder that you have endurance, strength, and fortitude to carry you all the way. Remain true to yourself. Your authenticity alone will keep you in alignment with the energy of miracles. What's yours will never be withheld from you. Remember that. Especially for some, if you chasing and chasing and chasing and chasing something that always seems to elude you, there's probably a reason for that. Again, sometimes rejection is God's protection. Relationship message: you either are in or are calling in a harmonious relationship that could stand the test of time, for better or worse, as you ride the ups and downs and even strain, break yourself, and are remade in the new growth. You are being redeemed by the power of regeneration. Harmony does not mean there will never be a wrong note played, but that the relationship is marked by endurance and dedication to overall unity. My mistake. A new song can be written, an instrument can be tuned, and the symphony of love will play on. Listen with your heart. Isn't it magnificent? And again, the prosperity message here, to kind of touch on it, talks about your precious dreams and not about instant gratification, but enduring prosperity, thinking long term, and obviously needing to put in work and effort to make things manifest, something that's truly important to you. Or you feel that is right for you, or you're being guided to do. Steady movement forward. Your efforts and ideas and hard work can now lead you to greater riches than you can imagine. Stoke the fire so that an uninterrupted stream of energy is available to support you in all the phases of manifestation. Be assured that you're in the right place right now. So whatever it is that you're going through or contemplating or realizing or putting the work into or whatever it is, if that's what it's leading you towards, and it's all is right as it's playing out here. Protection message. Do you feel like as if you've been wandering in the desert for ages and ages and nothing's happening? When you conjure up the image of a desert, you picture parched lips, sunburned skin, and mirages. But there is more to it than that. Amid the hot sands are creatures with resilient spirits, tough skins, and the willingness to burrow deep underground for water so that they may thrive. This is the time for developing survival skills and resilience. So knowing that this too shall pass and that you're a survivor, and pat yourself on the back and just keep going. You're learning how to conserve your strengths, and in this temporary time of austerity, it's wise to be selective about where you expend your energy. So again, where we put our intentions and our focus and our efforts in, make sure that it's worth it and not, again, same old shit. Listen to the call of your soul because it will never lead you astray. So again, following your intuition. It's an important time for letting go of what's not important, or again, of things that no longer serve us, or of people that refuse to learn, change, and grow, or whatever's making us unhappy or holding us back, etc., etc. 52. Mending, forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. The Oracle's message: each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now's the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others and set yourself free. And like it says, and if we got to set people free too, do that. Relationship message: you've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you're to move forward, separate or together. You and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you aren't aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Or whatever question you feel you need to ask yourself. Only good will come of forgiveness and an honest redress. This is again about everybody owning their own sides of the streets. In order to release, because again, we can't fully blame other people if we allowed them to do the things that they did. Or, we're needing to be honest with ourselves about things that we've done, hold ourselves accountable, and stop being shady if we're wanting to, again, build things that are built on trust and integrity. Can't come in sideways, masculines. Prosperity message here: everyone makes mistakes, especially when you want something very badly. You may come to realize that in chasing after a pretty shiny thing, you lost sight of a long-term sustainable prosperity. So again, a lot of masculines went and thought they'd find a better business deal somewhere else, or something else thought it might be better, something that was going to, again, enable them in their karma, because maybe the other situation was becoming too real, especially for twin flames, because a lot of that ugly shit gets brought up to the surface, and a lot of people are running from themselves, not just running from a partner who makes them look at themselves. Again, people that don't want to change, don't want to grow, don't want to admit that there's parts of themselves that got to go. They look for someone else who's going to, again, feed the illusion. So that's why a lot of people re-entered into same situations with different people, just repeating the stuff until, again, they come to their own realization, because everyone's got to learn on their own if they're capable of it. Again, if we're dealing with narcissists, they will never see the light. So, again, people need to become aware of their own shit and holding themselves accountable for their own roles and situations, and how they got to where they are, because, again, it's always through our own free will choices. And now is about time to make choices that are for our betterment and that are going to progress us forward in a positive way, that's going to help us to become our highest and best, to achieve our goals, and again, and not stay in situations or with people or in mindsets that are full of shit and serve us nothing but stink. Forgive those who may have taken advantage of you. Again, because sometimes, as you know, as the saying goes, we see the crack way before we see the ass. So keeping rose-colored glasses on, making excuses for people, or not wanting to stand up for ourselves and put lines in the sand because we fear that it'll make them mad, or that they'll leave because we're dealing with our own wounding of fears of abandonment, or again, staying in toxic situations, perhaps again because we imitating what we saw. It's all about these lessons about what does love look like, and do I love myself? And we should always be loving ourselves more than we love someone else, especially if that someone else is not loving us the way that we deserve to be in return. Again, it's all lessons. Don't blame anyone else. You get to start over again, wiser and more mature. The journey to true abundance can be bumpy. Make amends to anyone you may have hurt along the way, especially yourself. So let go and learn. You're now that much closer to achieving the kind of prosperity that really fulfills you. Nothing is ever lost or wasted when you view it from this perspective. So again, even in the shitty situations, if they taught you something, if that soulmate did their job and helped you to release that karma that you came here to learn, which was for a lot of feminines about self-love, self-respect, and boundaries. Don't jump through hoops. Don't chase people. Again, knowing your worth and your value without trying to prove it to somebody else. And for masculines, a lot of it was the same thing, self-love, self-respect, because when you do that, then obviously that manifests in your outer world. But if you're, not thinking much of yourself, you're not thinking much of other people either. And a lot of masculines are treating people as means to an ends. Just again, place to live, someone to keep me company while I sit in my lowest and I don't apply myself and I don't just make excuses and just keep on hurting myself and hurting other people because, again, I'm not fully invested in them, in me, in anything but getting my needs met or surviving, but in a way that, again, is no bueno. You know what I'm saying? Now, the masculine, what he's thinking and feeling about the feminine in this relationship is Seven of Swords. How classic. And of course, how she's thinking about him in the situation, the Magician in the reverse. So again, it's all about some shady shit. Lies, deception. Some people have got some people's numbers. And it's high time that people get their own number because the jig is up for many. Also, again, Seven of Swords is overconfidence, mocking, deception, betrayal, difficulty trying to get away with something, especially if they're trying to come back in again, sweep things under the rug, or maybe think, well, I haven't seen them in a couple of years. Maybe we won't even have to talk about the past. But again, if you fuck somebody over, if you lied, if you cheated, if you did them wrong, if you left them for somebody else, you got some explaining to do. Okay? So it's not going to be so easy. It's like, hey, I'm back and now I want whatever. Your shady shit is still going to need to be addressed because people are going to want to know if you're worth investing in again. And if you come in sideways and still trying to downplay things or still trying to, be your same old, then people are going to catch wind of that and not even think that anything is possible to manifest with you because that you're up to your old tricks. So that's why I said, come correct or don't come at all, masculines. And a lot of masculines are trying to figure out a way to how to sneak out of their current situation. Again, people try to hide who they are because they're so afraid of it. People realize the truth about their motives, their intentions, and what they've done, that they'd lose respect, they'd lose love. But then again, you lose it anyway. So honesty is always the best policy. You know what I'm saying? And definitely not treating people as means to an end. And definitely not trying to, again, because when you don't hold yourself accountable for things that you've done that hurt somebody else, you're showing that other person you don't give a shit about their feelings. You give more shit about, protecting your false self. That's the ego. Trying to, that's that childhood wound, trying to protect, again, the image that we're putting out, even though it's, full of shit. So, watch out, masculines. something goes awry and a secret is revealed to your embarrassment. So again, it's all about, knowing that we can't get away with stuff. So maybe we're needing to speak the truth, and we're kind of worried about that. Because again, it's all about fear. It's all about protecting the self, which is why they lied to cover up their lies. They try to downplay things. They avoided talking about stuff, silent treatments, whatever it is, especially if you're dealing with narcissist types, because I tell you, it's like you want to put your head through a wall dealing with those people. Cheating, easy path, that's always not the best one. So again, no matter where you go, there you are. So, though we thought something might have been, the grass was greener on the other side, it was probably greener because you weren't over there fucking it up. And grass is always greener too where you water it. So, this is something to gain awareness of. Cunning, again, trying to gain an advantage over someone or something. So again, don't come in sideways there. Like the daily drama that came up with that guy with the cards, the shady guy scheming. Don't come in saying, well, what can I say? I want to make sure I say, because only if you come in real, you won't have to do a lot of plotting and scheming and trying to figure out. If you're trying to, again, still hide shit, that's when you're trying to figure out, well, what can I say? Well, what can I do? Or what can I, so that way I can get back in without really having to face the music or whatever it is. But it's not going to serve you, let me tell you right now, because the feminine's already got an idea about you. And if you want to change that perception, then you have to be 100% in it to win it and be willing to put in the work and effort to change yourself. Tempted to sneak away from what's no longer working for you anymore. Again, a lot of masculines are trying to get out of their current situations. It says instead of dealing with it. So watch out how you leave situations too. Again, it's all karma. Caution and wary as to not become the victim of someone's deceptions, betrayal, or cheating. But I don't think that the masculine is worried about that about the feminine, because it hasn't been the feminine who was doing all that shit. Careful who you trust. Or it's about, maybe people aren't trusting you, and you know that because of stuff you've done. Trusting one's instinct as well, or desire to go it alone, acting on one's accord, asserting independence. But again, how you leave situations, how you find your independence, it's still, watch out for that. Watch out for entrances and exits. You know what I'm saying? Again, and how the feminine is thinking and feeling about the masculine. Well, we got manipulation, or they're uncertain if anything can manifest. Again, not sure if something can be healed, if something is this person real, or are they still full of shit, or is something that can work? Should I even bother? Or it's again wondering if one should cut one's losses, try to heal, and just move forward and look to build something better on her own, whether that's her own stability, her own career, or another relationship. Again, it's like the crossroads here. Again, greed, deceit, manipulation, so trickery, cunning, mental confusion as well, untrustworthiness. Again, used car salesman. So selling a dream and delivering a nightmare, selling a rose and getting a lemon. It's kind of, people are more wary in regards to who they invest in and where they put their time and energy and effort into. And if we're looking at the big picture of someone's pattern of behavior, or how they treated you in the relationship, how they treated you after it was over, again, how you came across, did you hold yourself accountable? Did you lie to cover up your lies? Again, were you just behaving in the same way you always have? So again, how you handled the aftermath is playing a big role in how they're perceiving you coming back around. So that's why it says, don't be how you were. Confusion, impatience, lack of a clear plan. Asking where you're focusing your energy and objectives. Again, wondering about people's objectives, motives. You know, again, confused, unsure if people, again, are up to their same old ways, unable to manifest a skill to help you on your spiritual journey, something that's not being used. So maybe they're looking at you as not even coming into your full potential or wanting you to come into your full potential, knowing that, you know, some may know what aspects of you that needs to be healed and addressed, and they would like to see you step into your power. They would like to see you manifest your highest and best, or to become, you know, what they always hoped you would. But again, you can wish and hope and dream all you want. It's up to the other person to put in the work and themselves. So again, to ask the question, how do you want others to see you? So masculine, if you don't want them, if you don't want the feminine to see you as somebody who's, you know, always serving your own interests, who lies, who can't be trusted, then you're going to have to, again, make sure that if you're coming in to heal something, you're willing to go the distance. You're willing to build upon your own character, this relationship, your future. Again, the wisest investment you can make is in yourself. And if you're loving yourself, you're showing other people that you love yourself by how you invest in yourself, even investing in your own healing, investing in your own independence and making your own money. So people like to see someone who's confident, who's a go-getter, who's doing things, who's kind, compassionate, who's trustworthy, you know, not somebody who mooches and who lies and who treats people as means to an end, and someone who can't get their shit together, or, you know, who doesn't treat them with the kindness and respect, especially, you know, just honesty. That's just disrespectful if you're dishonest. You know, you're not respecting the other person, you're not showing integrity. So again, this is all about getting it right. You have an opportunity to get it right. And if you can't get it right, it's not gonna fly. Um, so figure it out, whether it's you coming back together or not. It's about stepping into your own personal enlightenment, power, healing, working on yourselves, you know, so that you too can become whole in and of yourselves. Because two broken halves don't make a whole. That's just karma. That's just stuff going to repeat. Not to say that stuff won't come up, because especially if this is a soulmate, that could be a life partner or a twin flame, there's always going to be more shit coming up, because that's the whole purpose of you two being together. The mirroring. It's to help. It's like a contract that you guys made when you came into this place to help you guys get rid of all your shit. And it's going to be painful and difficult and ugly. But if two people can get through that, especially twin flames, you ascend together. You know, at the very least, if you're soulmates and life partners, again, you shed a lot of karma and you help each other in your own healing. But if you're unwilling to do that, again, it's just going to be karmic, or people are going to get tired and move away. And as I said, twin flame, soulmate, don't matter. This is about you in your journey, your lessons, your karma. All the other stuff is just cherries on the top. Don't cling to situations based on titles, because again, if people aren't treating you right and people aren't learning lessons, don't set yourself back, especially if you've grown. It's all about growth, personal growth, and hopefully you can grow together, right? Now, what is this? Nope, we want to go back here. And how should the masculine be thinking and feeling? Page of Wands reversed. So this is about pages on messengers, fire energy, which is all about our passions, ideas, our creativity. Um, in reverse, it talks about setbacks or pessimism or lack of direction. So they don't want you to be pessimistic. They don't want you to have a lack of direction. And whatever setbacks you may be encountering, understand that perhaps there's a reason for that. So especially if you're still in this energy here. Unsuccessful ventures, wrong approach, not leading to growth. So however you were being, it was the wrong way. And that's why shit died. And it's not, or even just within yourself, if you feel like you keep being stuck, or same patterns, same situations, it's because you're not taking a look at the mirror. You're not realizing what about you's got to change, what's got to go. You're taking the wrong approach, and that's why it's not leading to anything. Not focused enough. Maybe you're not focused enough. Obstacles or lack of motivation, immaturity, low self esteem. Someone who can be mean spirited or aggressive sometimes, and aggressive even just being controlling, manipulating things, being emotionally manipulative, again, just to serve our needs, to make sure that we get even as far as telling people that we love them and enter into relationships when we don't really love them. We love the fact that they're providing a roof over our heads. We love the fact that they're paying for whatever. But again, it's being honest with ourselves about our motives, our intentions, and again, why we're in the position that we are currently in. How did we get here? Why do we choose and think and do the things that we do? What is it that we're needing again to address so that we can go the distance and heal thyself? Um, again, low self-esteem. You're needing to, excuse me, find your confidence and your enthusiasm. Here, it's someone who's helpless or always the victim. Get out of that victim mentality. Again, if you're dealing with narcissistic types, it's always the victim. That's why they look for empathetic people that are going to enable them in their woes, and have the other person who is functioning in a codependent way doing more work for them, for their life, than that person is for themselves, trying to heal them, or taking care of them, enabling them, essentially keeping them from stepping up to the plate and handling their own shit. It's like, why should I bother if I got somebody else doing it for me? It's all about comfort zones, like I said, but nothing ever grows there. So the approach that you've been taking, it says it's just wrong. Lazy, superficial, arrogant, or unwilling to make efforts, uncooperative, or impatient. So if you're, if you're embodying any of that, you needing to flip it around again, and take some action. But make sure we're doing it again from a place of integrity, not shadiness. And how the feminine should be thinking or feeling is we got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. So Five of Pentacles in the upright talks about poverty, feeling left out in the cold. And this could be financially, emotionally, spiritually. Fives are also about change. A lot of people, the theme has been about, cycles ending, change being on the horizon, being open to change. But again, whatever path that you're walking on, make sure that we're learning and applying the lessons, both people, from whatever we've been through, so that we choose make better judgments, right, about the roads that we travel. Recovery from financial loss or spiritual poverty. So again, getting your money together, or they're hoping that you do, or they feel that perhaps you're lacking spiritual poverty, or they're thinking that you'll just end up leaving them out in the cold, or leave them feeling like this because of how you are or how you've been. End of difficult times, or finding new sources of income, job, or help from others. So again, the let your friends help you cards come out. So I don't know if some masculines, they could possibly come into some money out of nowhere, and that's going to allow them to then leave their current situation. They finally got the money to get out of Dodge. So they might come towards the feminine, trying to show themselves as someone new and someone who's changed and grown and who's now got financial, independence. Some of them might offer some money or some help or some opportunity to the feminine, whether that's, doing some work together or trying to pay them back some money, whatever it is. Again, but people might be questioning people's motives behind that. So again, watch how you come across. Feeling more optimistic or seeing a way out of money woes. So perhaps they're trying to hope that That'll be the situation for the masculine, that they will actually find their independence. Um, it's also about feeling isolated and alone. So people again don't want to be left feeling that way. Should they invest in something or someone again, only to find out that people are just up to the same old shit. Feeling something is off or out of place. You know. So again, feeling something's off. Again, maybe not trusting. All of a sudden, some offer that might be coming in, it's questionable. I said, just be authentic, masculine. Don't, you know. Now, with the masculine, the challenge for the masculine here, oh my God, 35. See, I knew it was going to be a long one. The challenge, lesson or obstacle for the masculine here is a strength card in reverse, a strength card in the upright. We have the infinity symbol here, so it's just like doing things repeatedly over and over and over. Needing to address, again, the shadow aspects of ourselves to tame the beast. And the beast being the devil card energy, toxic cycles, karma, addictions, even addicted to being shady. It's also the soulmate card. So this deals about the challenge, lesson, or obstacle for you is getting over your lack of self-discipline, or not being strong and courageous, having self-doubts, overcoming your setbacks, or looking at them again as there's the reason why something isn't moving or progressing. So maybe it is something again about us that we're not acknowledging, or about a situation that we need to again fine tune before we proceed. Um, Sometimes the universe again will block you because they know that you're not coming 100% correct. They want you to still kind of reflect on shit before you make a move, because if this is supposed to be destiny, a divine partnership, they don't want you to fuck it up. So they might even hold you back from proceeding until they make sure that you are coming from a place of integrity. It's also about being vulnerable. So for some masculines, again, they fear opening up still. They fear getting hurt, which is why they kind of ran from a real love situation or something that's brought up a lot of stuff that they didn't want to address within themselves, including their own fears or habits or the way that they deal with things that are coming from a dysfunctional or self-sabotatory or self-destructive way. But they do that, again, just to pacify wounds, whatever that wound may be and however that manifested for them. It's also lack of self-confidence or need to draw upon one's willpower, lack of self-discipline, again, worried, anxious, being insecure. So this is what you need to overcome. Stepping into your own power again, not playing the victim, not pointing the finger, not blaming your upbringing, not blaming this, that, or the other. Everything is about you and how you apply yourself, how you invest in yourself day in and day out. If you're not investing, if you're sitting in the lowest, if you're blaming whatever, how do you expect anything to change for you? Change begins within. And as soon as you see things from different perspectives, as soon as you get those aha moments, as soon as you release those parts of yourself or people or situations that don't serve you, that are preventing you from building upon solid foundations, from going the distance, from allowing healing, excuse me, you're denying yourself your own empowerment. When you choose the shadow shit over being someone who's enlightened, even at the cost of getting egg on your face or admitting wrong, so whatever it is, what's more important? Authenticity and integrity and healing and forward movement and happiness, or wearing masks and hiding behind false selves and lying and staying in the lowest and making excuses and all this? The choice is yours. Like I said, if you're dealing with narcissists, it's like they just don't care. So again, they will choose the other because the other serves them, or they think it does. It's a psychological disorder. it's not something you can just switch on and off, but there has to come an acknowledgement of, yeah, I might get something a little cracked upstairs, and maybe that's why I keep doing this kind of stuff. And if they generally are unhappy and want to change, yeah, they can start going to therapy, but it's going to be a conscious effort every day to check themselves. And it won't be easy, but I'm not saying it's not impossible, but it depends on the level of, because narcissism falls on a spectrum. So it depends on, again, the individual, their own stuff. This is a general reading after all. But I'm just throwing out because, again, everything of why you do what you do is based on your brain, psychology, how we function, how we think. It all stems from how we grew up, what society tells us, what we tell ourselves. Again, it's all psychological. Every choice that you make is based in your own either courage or your fear, or you know what I'm saying. Psychology 101, people. And how you should be thinking, or how you can overcome this challenge, lesson, or obstacle, masculine, is to become the King of Wands. Step into your power. Follow your passions. Take control of yourself. Be a leader. You know, be somebody that you can be proud of, that other people can be proud to say, that person's my friend, or that person's my boyfriend or husband or brother, or, you know, step into the person that you're meant to become in this life. And you're meant to do that by, again, dealing with your shadow self, overcoming the things that have led to fucked up results. You know, they don't want you to be shady. They don't want you to be thinking not good of yourself. They don't want you to be treating people as means to an end. They don't want you to miss out on your destiny or what your calling is to do here in this 3D experience. Maybe you came here, if you're a twin flame, you came here to deal with all this heavy shit, and you were brought together with your other twin to help you guys get through all this stuff, so that on some level, it's not only serving you and your soul's evolution, but it's also helping, because everybody is connected. This is a collective energy, which means a lot of people are feeding off of each other's shit. So the more people that get awake and step into their power and get rid of their shadow self, the more empowered the collective becomes. You know what I'm saying? King of Wands, again, life, creativity, fire, strength, ongoing drive to move forward against all obstacles. This is what they want you to do. This is how you got to think. You know, you can't think all upside down here. Pure fire energy, again, takes an idea and changes the world to match its vision. So here is the page with the idea, you know, and taking it, the beginning parts of taking that idea. The Ace of Wands is the idea of itself, the thought. This is the first step in taking it. But again, they want to make sure that you're taking the steps that you're taking for the right reasons, and because your intentions are pure. And if they're not, people are gonna see through that, or you're gonna be kind of blocked from the universe, because they're gonna say, nope, sit on it a little bit more, because they really want you to become empowered, right? Enjoys the growth that comes with challenges. You know, someone who embraces challenges, understanding, again, the spiritual reason of why everything happens, and it's all happening to make you become the best version of yourself, to help you heal, shed karma. Like, that's what your life is about. For you to, again, realize, love yourself, learn to love yourself, give yourself the love that you didn't get as a kid. Be your own hero. Prove to yourself that you can be better, that you can be a king, not a friggin' joker over here with his red boots sneaking off of people's swords. You know what I'm saying? You know, you are the determining factor. Be goal-oriented, future-looking. You know, there's an opportunity for you to take on this challenge again and step into your empowerment. But again, it's up to you. It's up to you, dear. It's up to you to take initiative. It's also someone who can be passionate, who follows again their passions, who has a passion for life, who doesn't just sit there and coast or ride on the backs of other people in order to have them provide things that we need to be learning to provide for ourselves. And it's also about someone who's compassionate as well, who can be empathetic in regards to how their thoughts, actions, and behaviors affect other people. And also to have compassion for yourself. Again, first and foremost, this is about your own healing. And what the feminine's challenge, lesson, or obstacle is the Nine of Wands. So again, she's don't even know if she wants to even put in the effort into this situation again. If you're coming in like a king, maybe. But if you're coming in like this, hell no. This is people who don't want to deal with that shit anymore. Especially people that have shed their karma, learned their lesson. They're not trying to go back and go through something all over again until you learn yours. No, you learn it before you approach. Maybe that's why there's been delays here. But again, the Nine of Wands speaks about, the final defenses is a 9. And 9s and 10s means that we're heading towards the end. So maybe the decision is to decide if this is truly the end, or should we give it one more go? Because then we move on to the Ten of Wands, which is about, releasing the burdens. And then we move on to the Ace of Wands, which is, again, the new beginnings, following our passions, our ideas about, romance, love, whatever it is. But the feminine is feeling, weary. She's fought the battle and won, especially feminines who have learned the lesson, which is why, if they don't see someone else has done it, they're not even going to bother. Stands up for their beliefs, stands firm. The final challenge in order to reach victory. So again, contemplating whether or not, this is the test here for both of you. It's all about not giving up. It's a sign of hope or encouragement. The last bit of dark before the dawn. Close to completion. Close to completing a cycle, especially if this person steps up and shows, and then there's an opportunity again to start a new cycle together, building it on a firmer foundation, something that can go the distance if we allow our own healing to happen and healing within the relationship. But again, this is the deliberation. May be distrustful of others or the self, even our own judgments, like not wanting to make a mistake again, or distrustful again of this person in this situation. Drawing upon your courage and resilience and vigilance. It's also about patience. It's like, do I even have the patience to deal? And I'll tell you right now, many don't. Draw upon your courage, resilience, and vigilance. Oh, I'm sorry. May feel distrustful, but trying to be optimistic, but knowing that we need to take precautions or be on guard. So they're wondering if they need to. So, because nobody wants to feel like this shit, man. Nobody wants to be around anybody that they got to question. That shit's exhausting. I know myself. If I smell bullshit, I'm not even dealing. I've had enough of that fuckery to last me 100 lifetimes. I have no way would I ever go back into something where I didn't see that person is owning their shit and is truly genuine in how they're coming across. I will not waste my time again, and I don't care if it's my twin flame or not. I'm done with the cycles. I'm done with the pain. Myself as a feminine. I'm working on my own shit, like it says, and somebody's going to have to meet me on my new level, and we can grow together, or we're going to grow apart. Like I said, I don't got the time for it. How you should feel, how to overcome your challenge, lesson, or obstacle, feminine, is the High Priestess in the reverse. High Priestess is all about using our intuition, right? It's also about hidden agendas or not listening to our inner voice. So again, if you feel somebody is still off, if somebody is still coming with bullshit, don't ignore that. Because again, as I've said before, some people are dealing with narcissistic types who are incapable of change. They'll sell you a dream and deliver a nightmare. You also got people that have genuinely the ability to learn, change, and grow, but they might be still holding on to their little deceptive ways simply because they don't want to look like a total ass, maybe just a little ass, you know. But again, like I says, 100% authenticity. This is the mask has already been revealed over here. So again, come correct or don't come at all, or you're gonna get left, or you should be left. Um, so again, use your intuition, feminines. It's up to you. Um, but again, allow people to prove, show and prove with words, actions, and consistency. Don't rush into nothing because there's no hurry, especially if you were waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. If this person can't wait in order to build your trust again, or if they to put in efforts, that's going to show you all you need to know right there. Anybody that's looking to jump in quick and just say whatever they got to make nice and just going to not going to change at all, and it was just all just get back in the door, you'll know that too. Use discernment. Again, what's worth investing in again? How are people showing up? You'll know if something can be healed or if something has long-term potential based on, again, how somebody's presenting themselves. But again, some people will present themselves very well, but then give them time and you'll see. So again, don't rush. No, don't rush. There's also a need to take time out for you with repressed feelings or over-reliance on the opinions of others or excessive need for approval or validation. So don't be waiting around for somebody else to validate your worth, because then you haven't learned your lesson. And maybe if you're feeling all this way, maybe you're needing to take some time out for yourself. Maybe you're needing to just step back, allow things to unfold as they will. Don't put any, high expectations or anything. Don't put any pressure on anything. If you are considering giving someone another chance, again, allow it to just kind of, don't just jump in. Important answers that lie within if we seek them, or it's losing focus on our own needs. Again, don't be so focused on winning the prize, because the prize may not be worth much. So the focus should be again on your own needs. What's going to make you happy? What's serving your highest and best? What in the long term is going to be for your betterment? Needing confidence. Again, both people needing confidence or a deeper knowing within. So again, don't ignore your intuition. Do what you feel that is best for you. Use logic more than emotion. That'll help you make clearer decisions when you don't let love cloud your judgments, because that's where the rose-colored glasses came in. That's where a lot of times we stay in situations that we know are no good. So again, being clear. Don't self-deceive even yourself. Again, ignoring truths. Don't do that. Now, there's the hopes and fears of the masculine, as we have the justice card, so they can be hoping for things to work out in their favor, or they could be fearing divorce, because again, some masculines are leaving situations but unsure of how they're going to sneak back into something else, or if they can, or if they could even just be on their own should someone not take them back, whatever it is. So this could be a hope or a fear. Impartiality, or hoping that people will be impartial. Logic, well-ordered mindset necessary to dispense fair justice, again, or hoping there'll be a balancing of the scales, hoping that, again, things might work out. Spiritual consequences for our actions. So again, they might be fearing that, facing the consequences of their actions. That's why some of them might be still holding back, because they fear rejection. They fear coming clean, especially if it's been a long time coming. But they know, many of them know that whatever, they still planning on leaving their other situation, because they know it's just, it wasn't about love so much anyway. You're being called to account for your actions and to be judged accordingly. So again, that could be a fear. Um, what's happening is a result of one's actions or decisions in the past. You know, you have what you deserve. So this is karmic justice. So however this plays out, it will play out as the universe sees fit. Justice, fairness, truth, and law. Again, the outcome. So it's about compassion. And they're hoping that people show compassion on us, perhaps. Actions that have long-term consequences. Again, this could be a fear. Future actions that can change based on the lessons learned. So again, things could work out in your favor if you've learned the lesson, if you're really willing to apply yourself. And again, it isn't just to do it just to get into something else. It's about you in the long term. This is you, your journey, your spiritual evolution, your growth, your karma, and the same for this side. Now, the feminine's hopes and fears is the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is either fearing being bored or feeling stuck, fearing somebody's going to be just lazy. Maybe before, again, if they were just kind of mooching. If no progress, you might be stubborn and need to compromise. Resistant to change, stagnation, feeling stuck in routine or patterns of behavior. Again, if we're fearing repetitive patterns of behavior, perhaps, or feeling stuck in something, or just even in and of ourselves, feeling like we want change. We could be fearing just feeling stuck in our own ruts. Boredom, restlessness, routine, loss of romantic side, now only focusing on the day-to-day activities. So perhaps because something was non-existent or non-moving, we've lost the love or lost any hope for love and now focus just on our own shit. Home matters, again, career, home upkeep, things that are practical, or where we don't want to ignore the big picture, because relationships or whatever aren't just about coming together. It's like it's a partnership. It's two people coming together for the betterment of each other. People being equal, give and take, everyone being responsible parties in the situation, showing love, care, compassion, being honest, empathetic, encouraging each other, both people putting the work in again on their own healing. Like, this is how it should be. Freeing oneself from repetition. Again, we hope to free ourselves from repetition. We don't want to repeat same things. This is someone who's craving change. So the feminine is ready either way. As you focus on more important opportunities or more exciting things, again, some people might be trying to focus on the new. Now, how to overcome this challenge, lesson, or obstacle. Or did I do this for you? No, I didn't. For the masculine, how to overcome. No. What's this question here? Hold on. Hopes and fears. This is the advice. That's right. The advice for the masculine is a star in the reverse. So, this is about lack of faith, despair, discouragement. So obviously the advice is to not have that, not have a lack of faith, not be in despair, not being discouraged. Again, they're wanting you to step into your power. They're wanting you to find your strength and your courage. They're wanting things to work out for your highest and best. They want you to manifest the life that you want, but they also want you to overcome your shadow shit and the stuff that's holding you back and the stuff that's self-sabotatory and self-destructive and destructive of other people. Spiritual mission is distorted. So the advice is you're losing sight on your spiritual self and the reason of why you're here and what all of these lessons and this journey and all of this stuff means. It's like you're needing to gain some higher perspective and understand that it isn't just, 3D human, it's only this life, because again, that's karma shit. Obviously, if we got past life people that we deal with and past life issues that come up, this stuff doesn't go away when you just leave this world. You'll have to come back and do it all again if you don't learn. It's also conceded defeat or giving up. Need to work past these issues. So they're wanting you to, again, not concede defeat, not give up, not dwell on negative shit either. You know, they want you to work past whatever issues that you have. Uninspired, not feeling connecting, and needing to move on. So if that's how you're feeling, then you need to do that. Loss of faith, looking for a sign. Test of faith, a trying time that brings awakening and transformation. So they're telling you that whatever you're going through, it's for your betterment. It's for you to wake up and see what's got to go, and also to see the possibilities of what may be should we get it together. And the advice for the feminine is the Queen of Swords. So this is about, again, seeking out the truth, not settling for anything less than we deserve. Be open to love, but be ready to cut people out should we feel that they're coming sideways or can't be trusted or up to the same old, same old. Again, but it's also warning you to not be jaded, and to not be so cold that you might miss out on reconciling with somebody who has the potential for something to go the distance, or to meeting a new person, or clinging to, again, old wounds and just feeling like whatever. This is also somebody who's not easily fooled. So that's what I said, using discernment, emergence and growth through hardships, again, because we've lived and learned. Has clarity of mind, considers matters of intellect, which is, again, going with the logic, not so much the feeling. Facts over fantasy, as they say. Considers matters of intellect. Bird above the head symbolizes the mind's ability to soar above the day-to-day issues to arrive at appropriate solutions. So the bird that's flying over. So again, it's looking at the bigger picture, the long term, what's worth investing in. And as I said before, the wisest investment you can make is in yourself. Become whole, become healed before you deal in any situation, because this is going to enable you to make clear choices. Know what is right for you, because we're not in shadow mode. It's also warning to not be devoid of emotion. Represents the ability to judge and discern impartially. This is all about being impartial. So again, for some, there might be an opportunity to clear the air, to heal a situation and move forward, but we kind of have to be open to it, but not naive. Again, you get an opportunity to try this again, but on a whole new level. It's a new game. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not the same way as you were before. So it can turn out great, or it could not. Depends. Want to know the hows and whats to make sense of things. So make sure, again, I'm getting all the facts. Connects through the intellect, again, and understanding, not emotional. So try not to be emotional. Try to listen to what people have to say, and try to make your discernments or your judgments from an unbiased place, especially if we're looking to constantly blame the other person, even though they may have done the dirty deeds. Like I said, you see the crack way before you're the ass. So how long you stayed in something and refused to acknowledge the truth, you can't not hold yourself accountable for your own position in things either, because that shows that you're a person who's not teachable, because it isn't just about them and their lesson, and they needed to learn to treat you better. Well, you obviously need to learn to treat yourself better and not put them first before yourself, correct? So again, there was a lesson for both people, whether they want to admit that or not. Fact and logic, again, tell it like it is, upfront and honest and blunt. So if you got to lay all the cards out, do that. Don't have expectations, but do have standards. Be like, this is how it is, and if you cannot meet this, then I will wish you luck, and we will go our separate ways, and thank you for the lesson, and that'll be it. Be clear about what it is that you are not wavering in. Like no lies, no cheating, no mooching, no not being jobless, not me paying all the stuff. Like lay down the law, but doing it in a way that is just showing that you do have self-respect and self-love and boundaries, and you're not willing to compromise on your standards like you did before, because pain is our greatest teacher. Like it says, and when we love someone, we use that excuse again to build someone up while we make ourselves small, and in the end, left to feel taken advantage of, hurt, used, betrayed, and all this stuff. So again, being clear. Both people need to be clear, and then just kind of letting it all play it out. Should you decide to give someone or something another chance here? Damn, I didn't want this to be so long. But I said, what is the advice that the universe has for the two of you in the situation? We said no. So for some, some masculines haven't learned. They're still up to their shady shit. And this could be a warning like, you better not, or they're telling you, don't fall for it. Don't bother wasting your time and efforts, because this is something, focus on your own healing and move forward to something that you can build upon. Again, everybody's situation is different. And then we have here, not the right time. So again, perhaps whatever stuff happened in the past, it's all about divine timing. It's all about people having to learn lessons, go off into other karmic situations if need be, figure their own shit out, and maybe they're saying it wasn't the right time, but maybe now there might be an opportunity, or there might be some delays, because again, people might have to still dig deep before they approach, make sure they're not still being somewhat in the shadow self. So they're telling you, hold off until you can come with integrity and truth and be real. Or we have here within the next few months. So, it might not happen in the month of September, but this resolution may come about within the next few months. And then we have here forgiveness. So, and listen to your intuition. So listen to your intuition in regards to someone coming back, asking for forgiveness. And forgiveness should be granted regardless whether you're coming back together or not, because it's for you. Forgiving yourself for not knowing better. Both people, especially if you've both learned from the experience. Forgive yourselves and then be willing to forgive each other. Or if you're dealing with narcissist types who are incapable of change and that or whatever, try to forgive yourself for not knowing better, and try to forgive them too, because they obviously have problems that are much deeper than you could ever solve. And again, it wouldn't be up to you to solve them anyway, and just try to forgive them for your own healing, but also know that they're dealing with some heavy, heavy shit that psychologically they're just incapable of being the King of Wands. They're incapable of it. They will always be up to something because it's a defense mechanism. It's from childhood trauma or being over coddled as a child. Depends on what kind of narcissist you're dealing with. The covert type, the ones who are always looking for pity plays and always the victim, the one who comes across as sweet and nice, but again is like Jekyll and Hyde. Or you got the ones that are, blatantly just out there and whatever. But again, it's a spectrum. And not everybody's dealing with narcissists, but again, people are obviously dealing with each other, and people and each other is stemming from conditioning, wounding, karma, something within themselves that caused them to behave the way that they have, to enter into these situations, to learn these lessons. So it doesn't have to be a full-blown psychological issue, but again, know what you're dealing with. Use your intuition. And we have here inner child. So again, I nurture the child within me through playfulness and self-care. This is for both of you. Again, I talked about childhood wounding. A lot of our stuff stems from this shit. Fear of abandonment, fear of love, because again, if we put ourselves out there, we'll get hurt. So let me run. Let me enter into things just to serve my own needs where I'm not emotionally invested. Or let me jump through hoops and prove my worthiness because that would help heal this wound that I have from one of my parents not giving me the love. Whether a lot of feminines have father issues, a lot of masculines have mother issues, and sometimes it's both. So this is about, again, healing that inner child so that we no longer engage in self-destructive behaviors, so that we no longer, have low self-esteem or act out in ways that are not serving our highest and best or for other people. It's about, again, healing. And then again, compassion. I see and feel others' points of view with forgiveness and kindness. We've kind of already touched on that over here. Jesus, I pray for Jesus' help and guidance with this situation. And again, I mentioned Jesus sometimes comes out when we're dealing with twin flames because Jesus has a connection with the twin flames. This is also about compassion, healing, Well, what would Jesus do? They would try to forgive someone who, was acting out of their lower self, but if someone who's willing to truly change, if we want compassion and forgiving ourselves for not knowing better, we have to extend that to someone else who perhaps was, again, just operating in their low vibration shit the same as you were. But if, we've lived and learned, then perhaps it's about, again, showing compassion and giving people a chance. Maybe miracles happen. I trust in God to know the perfect solution to the situation. So if it's something that was karmic and we're leaving it behind and moving on, believe in miracles that, something real is coming. Or again, if this is two people who have learned and changed and grown, maybe there is a miracle and this is something that can be long lasting. Grace. I am filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of God's other creations. So it's about, again, handling all this shit with grace. Trying to, anyway. Devotion. As I fully commit to my values, relationships, and God, I'm clear about what to do next. So this is, again, about being devoted to yourself. This is about your journey. It's not about relationships and loves and twin flames and soulmates. It's about you and your soul. Your soul's evolution, your growth, your betterment, your lessons, your karma, your conditioning, whatever shadow shit you got to get rid of. Be devoted, again, to yourself, and all the rest will fall into place. And if you want to make something work with somebody, be devoted to that. Build upon something that is built in truth and honesty. Don't come in sideways. Don't try to whatever, go the distance. Even if that distance means being honest or whatever it is that you need to be devoted to. Devoted to even your career or whatever it is. Because again, it's not just about relationship shit. We got to think beyond that. There's more to life than the woo-woo. Reconciliation, someone from your past is returning. Children again. New beginnings. Trying to regain or recapture what it was like before. The innocence of youth or when it was all new. So maybe this is encouraging some of you to try to, again, release and heal the past, have those talks, and finally lay that shit to rest. And if you do that, don't keep bringing stuff up. If someone comes in and apologizes and hold themselves accountable, you kind of have to allow for a fresh start to begin. You have to have the courage yourself, feminine, to try to learn or allow this person to gain your trust again. But again, use discernment of who you're granting new chances and new beginnings to. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you. Again, law of attraction. If we don't want old situations, we got to heal and release it so that, the new one can come in. Or masculines are trying to tell you, friggin' figure it out. Follow your passions. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So again, think, see it, believe it, achieve it, right? Stay optimistic. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Honestly. Masculine. Ugh. And feminine too. Be clear about, again, your standards. Don't allow someone to come in without saying what they've learned and what they're going to change. Because if they did it once and got away with it, they might do it again, especially if they weren't held accountable for it. So again, those conversations cannot be avoided. I don't care if it's been 10 years since you've seen this person. And in the end, masculines, if they were waiting for time to kind of create amnesia in the feminines, let me tell you, it hasn't. So, especially if they were really hurt by it, there is no amnesia. But whether or not they grant you another chance is going to depend on a whole lot on how you are honest. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Here's that card again. So some people might be coming that says, watch out for people that aren't looking for love. They're looking for help. Or people offering help with ulterior motives. Or maybe people are just trying to offer some help to try to make a peace offering. And maybe we're needing to allow that to happen. Or for some people that are moving on from situations, let your friends help you to maybe meet someone new that you can talk to and stay optimistic about and everything. Separation, time apart from your partners on the horizon. So maybe some masculines are separating from their current people. This is also a reminder to know that, it still might not happen right now. It's needs a little more time to simmer, but it's going to be within the next few months. So we might have to wait a little bit more. But in the meantime, again, the angels, the universe, your spirit guides are trying to help you both, especially if you're going to reconnect, because they want this time around for it to be better. Not more shit, but it depends on the people. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So masculine, if you're whatever, if you're real, they're asking you to express your love. And feminines, if you think that this person is real, allow them to do that, and you be willing to, again, forgive, and for there to be a clean slate for both of you. Give your relationship a chance. Work in your partnership. Do it at your own discernment. Deception. Someone's wearing a false self mask in this relation. So again, someone might be coming in wanting to give a relationship a chance, but they're still full of shit. Or someone has been hiding how they really feel, and they need to step up to the plate and be honest and work on the relationship. And also, just being honest with ourselves. If this is what we want, can we trust people? Should we give things a chance? Again, it's all about your own choice to make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And if it ain't with this person, take the steps to keep it moving. And great love will find you. But again, if you're real, they're encouraging you to make the effort, or if it's real. But you'll have to figure that out on your own. And until the next time, my lovelies, I send you love and light. I wish you healing and luck. In regards to this and anything else you might be going through, again, please like, subscribe, share, leave comments, because it helps to promote the channel. I help you, you help me, and we help the collective together, because YouTube will promote it, and we can reach more people and help more people heal. And until next time, my lovelies, take care. Bye-bye.